Okay, the first question is coming from John Gray.
We all know what Labour's policy is on council tax, which is to tinker with the edges of the present system. In other words, more of the same. But my real question is to the SNP and Lib Dems. Why, after rejecting unanimously a very similar type of scheme for collection of council tax proposed by Tommy Sheridan in the Parliament on several occasions in the past, has it suddenly become a good idea and almost top of your agenda?
The reason that the SNP did not support Tommy's tax proposals is that they're not exactly the same as the local income tax. Local income tax hasn't just been something the SNP have produced over the past couple of weeks or months. That has always been, excuse me, an SNP policy, is local income tax. So perhaps rather than accusing the SNP of stealing somebody else's clothes, perhaps we should be accusing Tommy's party of stealing the SNP's clothes. It's always been SNP policy. Can I just also tell you that 90% of pensioners will be better off under a local income tax than they will be under the so-called council tax?
Got to get changes in the tax system of a major nature like this absolutely right. It can't be done by a backbench bill put forward on the hoof in the way that Tommy Sheridan did. Now, having said that, there is a big difference between a central tax, which is what the SSP at that time bill was, and a local income tax, which is variable according to different local authority areas. The Liberal Democrats have argued for a number of elections for a local income tax. In the last partnership agreement, we got agreement to the setting up of the local government committee that was to look at different systems and to come up with a report. Unfortunately, the report actually rubbished just about every system in sight and invented a new one of its own, so that didn't really move things on too much, although there's quite a lot of good material in that. I think what we have faced in the past has been the problem that there has not been in the Scottish Parliament a majority for getting rid of the council tax. And that's been for the reason that the Labour Party and the Conservative Party, both of them supported some variant of the existing system, maybe with a few knobs on. We need to have a majority for a move to the local income tax system.
The first point to make, Leslie, is that we've had a Scottish Parliament for 8 years. And for 8 years, the SNP and the Lib Dems told us they're against the council tax. Here today, we have them rubbishing the only one proposal that was brought forward to abolish the council tax. It's a pity in that 8 years, neither the SNP or the Lib Dems brought forward a proposal to get rid of the council tax, because it's one thing to campaign on the council tax 3 weeks before the election. It's a different thing to do anything about it when you have the opportunity. And on the 1st of February 2006, there was a bill put before the Parliament called the Abolition of Council Tax Bill. And that bill could have been amended at second stage because its general principle was to replace council tax with an income-based alternative. So both the Lib Dems and the SNP could have amended that bill at second stage to put in their particular versions of local income tax.
If you were going to actually pay for all the services that you currently have under the council tax, that you would need to levy a local income tax at 6.5 pence in the pound. When the SNP, well, that was an independent report, you might say nonsense. And there is a fundamental black hole in that budget. And if people do, in all faith, go for local income tax, it will really, really hit hard-working families hard. And in fact, it will hurt hard-working families to the tune of £913 a year. Well, you know, people will disagree with that, but I think you have to think very long and hard about it. The SNP's plans to cap local income tax at 3 pence in the pound will leave a black hole of £1.1 billion, and that will cut services for pensioners locally. And what Labour plans to do is to do away with the water and sewerage charges. 25% of the bills you get in with council tax are for water and sewerage charges. And what we are going to do is we're going to abolish those water and sewerage charges.